Hi, I'm trying to be an end-time survivor. I'm trying to listen and learn so I can live during the last days. Today, I'm going to provide answers for 5 questions about Bible prophecies that get asked by a lot of people. One, why are prophecies so hard to understand? There are 2 answers. 1, God knows the futures, but He has also given us free will. Whatever He tells us about the future must take into account how our actions are going to change as a result of what He has told us. If God said you are going to die in a car accident, you will almost certainly refuse to go near a car, and you are free to do that. So He will not tell you, even if it were going to happen. However, if He wanted your family to know that your death will be part of a bigger plan, He might say something cryptic, like giving someone a dream about something good coming from a tragedy. Then, after the accident has happened, you'll understand that the dream was prophetic. 2. Prophecy is not a game. What God is looking for is faith, our willingness to trust Him even when we are not faced with overwhelming, compelling evidence. He gives us just enough information to know that He's out there and that He knows what He is doing, but not so much as to take away our freedom to choose faith for the parts that we do not understand. 2. Who is the Antichrist? The Antichrist is the coming world ruler who will be extremely popular, but who will eventually turn on Christians, persecuting them all over the world. As indicated to the first answer in the first question, God sees there's no need for us to know ahead who He is, lest we convince ourselves that we can save the world by killing Him. God will use the Antichrist to test our faith in Him, and He has given us a clue which will make it clear when the actual Antichrist appears. The numeric value of the letter in his name, almost certainly in Hebrew, will add up to 666. The Hebrew practice of assigning values for every letter in the alphabet is called gematria and should probably be applied to their own language. For many decades, people have played around with various nomenclature, various other languages, and variation on the names of famous people to name almost anyone's name add up to 666. Whereas in Hebrew, this is not easy. There is apparently only one name in the Bible that adds up to 666, and that is an obscure name in the genealogies. Said other thing, I've been told that the name Prince Arthur also adds up to 666, as does Caesar Nero, a special spelling for Nero's name. Nero died many years before the Revelation was written, but he is seen as the prototype for the coming world leader. 3. What is the mark of the beast? Very little is said about the mark of the beast in the Bible. It appears to be some form of money because the Bible says it will be used for buying and selling. It also says that this mark will be placed in the right hand or forehead of people all over the world in the final few years before Jesus returns. We are warned in the 14th chapter of the Revelation that God's wrath will be poured out on anyone who accepts that mark, which in recent years has come to be recognized as the implantable RFID microchip that is now being used in various experiments relating to security clearance, stored health information, and buying and selling.
Just like how you can buy something nowadays using your phone, what if you could use a microchip inside your hand instead? They're about to do this to more than 50 of their employees.
It's the next thing that's inevitably going to happen. Inevitably going to happen, and we want to be a part of it. We'll come up, scan the item, pay with credit card, and it's asking to swipe my proximity payment now. I'll hold my hand up, just like the cell phone, and it will pay for my product.
Although Jesus never mentioned the mark of the beast directly, He had much to say about greed being the source of all evil in the world, and declared that we will either end up saving money and all that you can buy, or saving God. On that basis, it could be argued that people everywhere have already begun to serve the devil. It's just that accepting the implantable RFID microchip marks the point of no return for any mutation. 4. Who are the two witnesses? The Bible says there will be two powerful prophets in the end, in the last 3.5 years before Jesus returns, who will perform many great miracles until they are finally killed in Jerusalem. Based on various arguments, people have guessed that they might be either Moses, Elijah, or Enoch, because all three of those men appear to have gone to heaven without having died here on earth. However, Jesus said John the Baptist was Elijah, even though John was naturally conceived and even though John himself was unaware of such a connection. This suggests that what Jesus meant was that John's ministry was a fulfillment of a prophecy that was really referring to someone coming with the same kind of power that Elijah had. It is quite likely that the two witnesses will also be people just like you and me, but that God will give them incredible power to testify to their authenticity. 5. Who are the 144,000? The Revelation tells us that God will seal 144,000 people who follow the Lamb, Jesus, wherever he goes, shortly before the start of the Great Tribulation. Although these people are described as 12 tribes named after 11 of Jacob's sons and 1 of Joseph's sons, there is little reason to believe that they are literal descendants of Jacob. Their faithfulness to Jesus, the Lamb, and his disappearance of 10 of the 12 tribes of Israel makes it pretty obvious that this elite group of believers are true believers of Jesus Christ. Very likely the only people with genuine faith in Jesus Christ at the start of the Great Tribulation. If so, then it gives an indication of how just rare true Christian must be in today's world. Just 1 in every 50 to 100,000 inhabitants. If you would like to learn more about Bible prophecies, please start by watching other videos on this channel and by clicking on the links to articles on End Time Survivor website. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the little bell so that you'll be notified when more videos become available. Also, please introduce yourself and leave comments on our forum.